The husband falls for his mother's words and joins her. Meanwhile, Sophia's mother, tired of waiting, picks up a rock and was going to break the car window. At that moment, her mother-in-law and husband arrive. The mother-in-law pushes her and says, "What are you doing?" Sophia's mother, crying, begs, "Give me the keys. I need to get my daughter out or she will die." Her mother-in-law coldly says, "We have nothing to do with your daughter. Whether she lives or dies, it doesn't matter to us." Sophia's mother turns to her husband and says, "Why are you silent? Can't you see what's happening?" Her husband replies, "What can I say?" Sophia's mother yells, "You are all so selfish and cruel." She then slaps him and says, "Shut up, you cunning woman." Her mother-in-law tells her, "If you want to save your daughter and get the car keys, transfer all your property and company to our name." She adds, "Hurry up, you don't have time. Your daughter is dying. This is your only option." Meanwhile, Sophia is barely conscious inside the car. The mother-in-law places the documents in front of Sophia's mother, and her husband gives her a pen. Crying, Sophia's mother takes the pen and signs the documents in desperation. Her husband pleads, says, "This is what I wanted. Finally, my dream has come true." The mother-in-law hands over the car keys. Sophia's mother quickly unlocks the car, takes her daughter out, and screams, "Please, someone call an ambulance." In the next scene, the girl's mother takes her to the hospital and waits outside. Suddenly, an announcement is made on the speaker, calling her inside. She rushes to her daughter, kisses her forehead, and says, "Don't worry, my child. I won't let anything happen to you. You will get better soon." Later, when she reaches her office, she finds her mother-in-law and husband already sitting there. She asks, "What is going on? You didn't even wait for me, and you've changed my office?" Her husband replies, "This is my office now. I can do whatever I want. It belongs to me now." At that moment, her mother-in-law stands up and says, "Forget all that. Tell me, how is your daughter?" The mother replies, "She is fine." The mother-in-law smirks and says, "I knew you wouldn't let anything happen to your daughter. That's why I locked her in the car for some time." The mother is shocked and asks, "You locked her in the car?" Her mother-in-law replies, "Yes, I did. I knew you would do anything to protect her. That's why I demanded your company and property in exchange for her safety." Turning to her husband, the mother says, "How could you tolerate all this?" He shouts angrily, "Shut up. I always wanted a son, but you gave me a daughter." His mother comforts him, saying, "Don't worry, son. You will have everything you want, even a son." The girl's mother stands firm and says, "I will never have another child with you. I am going to divorce you." Her mother-in-law laughs and says, "We don't care. We already have everything now." Her husband adds, "I will divorce you myself. I have everything now and I can marry someone else." The girl's mother smirks and says, "You fool! Did you even check the documents? You have nothing." She then turns to her daughter and says, "Don't worry, dear. I have all the documents." Then she adds, "But those papers don't even matter now because you are all going to jail." She calls the police and officers enter the room. Her mother-in-law protests, "You have no proof against us." The mother shows a recording and says, "Everything you said has been recorded." She turns to the police and says, "Arrest this woman." The police officer arrests her mother. Her husband, panicking, starts begging for forgiveness, saying, "Please, I am your husband. Forgive me." But soon the police return and arrest him as well. The woman regains her office. In the final scene, her daughter recovers and is happily playing with her mother. If you think her mother-in-law and husband got what they deserve, subscribe and let us know.